Good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, a Requiem for London. Tonight's scene takes place within one of Westminster's hottest nightclubs, perhaps the nightclub of the past year, Club Nightshade. Recently reopened just a few months ago after a 6-month closure and renovation. To kindred eyes, it is ran by the ever illustrious and enigmatic Keeper Shade, one of 2 keepers of Elysium. The club itself actually having quite a history of catering to multiple genres and cultures before it settled on the aesthetic it has now, having been Elysium for around 2 decades. As everybody approaches from various distances and angles, it looks surprisingly classical from the outside. One might even call it Gothic. It is on the interior that you find yourself in the prismatic maze of bars and dance floors and neon lights that have earned this club its reputation. Both upstairs and down, multiple VIP areas exist for local kindred. But for those looking for some action, looking to feed, well, those exist on the more middle levels, the ground floor, the first floor, where all the mortals gather. And there is a mighty throng of mortals gathered, both outside and inside the club, dancing the night away to countless techno beats that just all seem to blend together in the noise as you make your way through. I think we will start the scene with our newest guest, Nicolia. Nicolia, what are you?
Nikolai.
Nikolai, sorry. Oh, Nicolia, it's because your name is slightly misspelled, and I'm wrong. And I am bad at life. Nikolai, my apologies. Is there any particular reason Nikolai is here, or is he just looking to feed and reacquaint himself with the city's kindred? It's a very good place to do so. A lot of kindred of high and low station known to visit this place for.
I should ask this question first. Have I been introduced to the court yet?
I would say yes, given who your sire is.
All right. So I'm just going there probably I'm fairly new to the town. I'm fairly new to being a kindred, though I know a lot about what is to be a kindred. So I'm pretty much here to get a local scope of the land, suss out what the political ins and out of London are. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes that adds up.
Yep.
It's certainly a good place to kind of get a beat on what's happening. The Harpies in particular are known to frequent this place quite a lot. Shouldn't be hard to find one and get a basic rundown, although they may charge for for more pertinent info.
Right.
Outside, your last experience here was not the most pleasant.
Yes.
It involved hunger and a patronizing keeper and a Carthian hoodie.
It was a bad day. I was bullied.
Yeah, quite worrying that of all kindred present at that evening, it was the Carthian that was the closest person to being anywhere near reasonable or friendly.
Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend some of my resources, Doc, and I'm going to dress for the occasion.
Okay. You dress like a
He's work.
proper club goer.
Yes, I'm going to dress like a proper club goer, and if it's possible, he's going to go past the doorman and probably try to show off on the turntable in an attempt to drum up some small following of sorts. Basically, not a
Okay.
long time, but just say 2 sets or something. He'll even pay the guy for his time with like a fresh $100, so he's not losing anything.
Yeah, you know, he'll give you a moment to do what you want to do. He's open, he's down.
Boy, outside will reach into his book bag, put out a laptop, and begin setting things up. Assuming I don't have to make a computer check to set up a laptop. Since it's literally 2 chords.
Yeah.
He'll do so, and I am going to roll presence plus composure. Presence plus expression, excuse me.
Okay.
I'm gonna take how much of an equipment bonus are you gonna give me for dressing the part and having my own shit?
Um. Let's see. You can afford fairly nice clothes. You get a Yeah, you get a +2 dice bonus for your fashion sense.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
And I'm actually just gonna double check something because you have another merit which may be relevant here.
Oh, I have barfly.
Yeah, just gonna double check what that does.
I look like I belong here.
I know it gets you this far. I don't know what else it does. Oh no, it doesn't. The thing it does isn't actually super relevant here, so not for what you're trying to do, at least.
Okay,
Not for the expression roll.
gotcha. I'm gonna do that. How much for my own computer? It's nothing new. It's literally out of the computer. The out of the It's a nice one out of like an electronics store.
That would help you towards constructing a track to play, but wouldn't help you in
That's
just
fine.
playing one. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm gonna spend a point of willpower. That's an extra. So that's 3, 8, 6, 10.
Also, are you activating Majesty?
No, they said no powers.
That's fair.
Because that would be cheating, and if this goes badly, then the mean lady's gonna yell at me again. So that's 8, 6, 10. I guess a +1. As expression and assets go. All right, so that leaves me with at that. How do you do 9 again?
1 second. Let me find that for you.
It's probably roll number 9 again.
It is. Let's see. Roll. 1 second. Yeah, you just add you add it as you tag it, and then you just do 9 again. Dice.
Just 9 again dice. Go forward.
Yeah. Let me give you an example.
Okay. PM it to me.
Yeah. Actually, I think it'll be easier if I just put it on the. Like that. Oh wow! Okay, that's effectively 2 exceptional successes. My lord.
I exploded everywhere. Everywhere. So what happens?
Let me just explode all over the screen.
It's everywhere.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm using this for justification for her, by the way. Letting you know now.
Okay, so you start playing your track on the turntable. And everybody, including Nikolai and Isabella, who vented at this point, just see this massive crowd of models just start dancing in perfect unison to the new DJ who just completely showed up the old one. With this incredible track mixed spectacularly. It's the most hype beat you've heard ever, like in goddamn years. Like this is the reason you go to the club. And just like clamoring over the DJ booth, just dancing and yelling, going, yeah!
Yes.
Nikolai's just bobbing his head to the music. Mind you, he's bobbing it off key. Off beat. But he's bobbing still. Enjoying the music. Over in his little corner. Keeping out of the way.
Yeah. Outside just vibe checked everybody in the room.
And then once the set is done, he will hand out his business card. Profit!
You work in the music industry outside? I didn't know.
No, but I haven't started an actual business yet, so we'll see.
No, but I do now.
This might be a thing.
Yeah, someone one of the club girls kind of walks up to you, and you're giving out business cards, and they're just like, oh, okay. And one of them was just like, dude, do you Do you do this often? Like, we'd love to have you down at our place sometime.
Uh, tonight was my first night. He just shrugs like I don't maybe like uh I'd love to come out if you'll have me.
Hell yeah, man! I'll give you a call.
He'll smile. Awesome.
Sick.
Taking away business. Oh yeah.
The only person less salty in this exchange was the DJ you absolutely, whose career you just completely destroyed within 5 minutes. He just gets back to DJing and people are very sad to see you go. But you have plenty of company now. If you just want to take a meal, it wouldn't be hard at all. You are the center of attention in the room. It was drawn so much attention that a few kindred, this lady and
Oh my
a few
god.
kindred from
I'm about to get bullied.
from a balcony just above you, one of the VIP areas, are just kind of looking down at you. In particular, the halfies just leaning over the balcony with her chin resting on the backside of her hand, with an amused but impressed smirk on her face.
I blow her a kiss because I'm pretentious.
She looks all embarrassed.
Can I get
contact information?
Yeah, she did. I
Cool.
met her last time.
She thinks she sent. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, she sends you 3 heart emojis.
XD. But who are the? I haven't met the other two though.
No, you recall one of them though.
Mm-hmm.
A lady in much very expensive looking glittery dress with the long red hair. You remember her as one of your clan and covenant, and of a fairly high rank within it, in spite of her youth. The other man you don't recognize though. He seems to be by far and away the least interested in what you've been doing, but he's still, even he you can see is like, bobbling his head subconsciously. He's pretending to be above it, but he's really not. Or rather, he will be very mad when he realizes he is not.
Can I get a wits politics to figure out who he is?
Yeah, sure.
Hold on, be right back. You can go with someone else. I have to go do something real quick. Be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicola, you begin looking around the club and you notice a lot of people as kindred, particularly people on the upper levels are registering as kindred to your beast. There are a few kindred in the crowd, but not too many.
Right.
And
Yeah, I mean, I can start doing stuff, but Isabella hasn't gotten a chance to even enter the club.
Isabella, this whole place be vibing, yo. Isabella. Terry. I see how it is.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
This whole place is a giant mass of human bodies jumping up and down, and
they all smell so
feeding,
good.
They do. I recognize that
feeding
DJ.
skulls. You recognize that DJ as well.
Oh shit!
Looks like he's putting on the show for the crowd, and he is quite popular. He's gotten a lot of models back onto the dance floor and back into the mood of this whole place. Might even be able to catch a snack while you're at it.
Yeah, Kev, we're gonna. I'm gonna go out on the dance floor, kind of like start dancing, get a kind of get a sense of who might be interested. Hold on, somebody's at my door.
Everybody keeps getting dragged away.
It's ironic that outside is not back.
I'm back.
So outside, yeah, people love you. They want you to come go back on. Like, what the hell? Why are you heading off?
I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I was just giving them back because I only asked for like one set.
It's a shame. They want you to play another.
I can't without permission of the host, and then she would have to comp me. That's how business works.
Hello?
Welcome back, Isabella.
Okay.
I let them
Yeah.
know, and then if they start a riot and like she has to pay me tonight, that's fine too.
Yeah, you get a few. You send out your business cards, and people ask you if you want to like a couple of people, a couple of bar owners or club owners ask you if you want to play a set down at their place sometime, and you notice a few people taking pictures of you, and you probably get more than a few selfies.
Yeah, sure. He'll smile. Post for him.
Oh yeah, you're going viral, baby.
Yep.
Are you spending the blood to not subconsciously look away every time the picture is taken?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Sorry, Will.
It would be blush of you could spend a point of blood for the blush of health, and you'd need to point it. You know that when kindred don't come out properly in cameras.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hide your identity. Sometimes they come out blurry, sometimes they don't. It's a very poorly understood phenomena. But if you spend a point of willpower, you'll be able to come out appropriately in all the photos.
Okay. It'll be a second time tonight.
Okay.
I'll mark it.
On brand. Isabella, you're trying to catch a snack, right?
Trying to catch a snack.
Okay.
Isabella, my friend, do I see you?
Dude, I'm busy.
Okay.
Yeah, so you going to there are plenty of dances for you to sink your teeth into.
Mm-hmm. What do I have to roll for that?
Depends on how you're approaching them, but in this place it would probably be some manner of carousal or seduction. So either a subterfuge test or a persuasion test, using either presence or manipulation.
Okay. I'm going to do manipulation presence. I'm also going to offer to buy someone a drink if they see. I'm just going to dance and seem like if anyone seems interested, I'll offer to buy them a drink.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna roll something real quick. See you bump into. It's always good when I roll things. Yeah, there are a few interested parties.
Does anyone look nerdy?
There's a guy
nerdy.
over in the corner that looks super nerdy.
Yeah, there's a guy desperately trying to avoid attention, but when you look at him, he clearly, you can feel his beast just underneath the surface of his skin, so you know he's not available, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll deal with him later.
There is
Oh god.
There is someone. A fairly attractive looking young woman who looks a bit out of place. She feels like a first-time club goer.
Mhm.
It's like I'm trying to get into the scene, but has absolutely no idea what she's doing. Doesn't really have many friends to help guide her, or has just been abandoned by them for outside. And she's just sort of. She loves the music, but it's clear she has no idea what she's really doing or how to approach anyone. She appears a little bit antisocial.
All right, I'll go dance with her.
Cool. Yeah, you go dance with her. She's just like, oh hey.
Aw, she's cute.
She just says that. She seems very awkward.
Mhm.
But as you say, very cute.
All right, offer to buy her a drink after he stops playing, and we commiserate about how the other DJ is not nearly as good.
Sure. Yeah, actually, yeah. Roll me your roll me your dice now. Have you already rolled?
I did not.
Okay, you should roll.
Give me a
Either
second.
your either be persuasion or subterfuge, and then presence or manipulation. But I'll make you. I'll let you decide. And if
I'm in the wrong
if you have
thing.
striking looks, that helps here.
Nope.
Nope, you're just average.
Just average. Sorry, I was in the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait.
It's roll 4.
Oh, roll 4? Oh, my
Mhm.
bad. Hey, 1 success.
Okay, yeah, you succeed. Yeah, she seems happy to have a drink with you. So yeah, you dance with her for a bit, converse with her, and offer her a drink. She talks about a little bit about how man like she came with her friends, but now they've all just like wandered off for that for the fucking DJ.
That's
And let's face it,
unfortunate.
none of them had a chance.
You could find better friends.
I really could.
I'm also going to give her a card to the circus. I have little like pocket flyers for the circus. It's like, hey, I don't know if you live around here, but if you're interested.
Huh? Oh yeah, but I thought you guys had been closed. Like you're waiting to reopen here.
Yeah, we should be reopening pretty soon though.
Wow, I didn't know you. I didn't know. I thought you guys all. I've been following you guys for a while. I thought you just mainly operated in America. I didn't know you guys were coming here.
Oh no,
Wow.
we're actually we're based here.
Oh wow.
hmm
I clearly have not done my research. She just looks a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, for the winter, I mean, it's with the weather, we haven't been doing a whole lot, but if the snow ever melts, we'll
Yeah, it's so
certainly
weird
be.
to see snow here. It's not normal to see snow in this far south.
From what I hear,
Yeah. It's a little bit weird. Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking, you don't sound like you're from London.
I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah. You from here?
No, I moved here to study. I'm from Dublin originally. She does actually have a slight Irish accent.
Gotcha.
Um,
Oh, what are you studying?
I'm studying graphic design.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to do digital art.
You could probably make better flyers than these then.
I mean, I'll take any opportunity I can get.
Yeah.
As long as I can skip the interview stage. I hate interviews so much.
You and me both. Well, we can call this an interview, and I'll talk to my boss.
Oh wow!
If you've got some samples of your work, if you want to send me.
Yeah, sure. That'd be sick.
Can I get your number? I'll send you my email address, and then you can send me some stuff, or you can just come drop some stuff off if you like.
Yeah, sure. Wow, best drink of my life. She'll send you her number, and we'll exchange an email with you as well. At what point, though, do you attempt to feed on her?
Well, okay, so this is not something I should do in public, right?
No, you may be able to get away with it looking like a kiss or a flirt, or an embrace of some sort. Particularly here, it wouldn't be very difficult at all. Of course, you could try and get her alone, get her in a booth or something.
Yeah, I'd say at one point, just because it's probably loud over the course of the conversation, try to take her towards a more private booth or area that's not quite as loud and populated. And after we talk for a little while, we exchange. Try to not be creepy about this.
But I'm the great bane of kindred, always appearing creepy.
Yeah, so after we talk and for a little while, I'll say, well, I need to get going. I need to meet some people, but I hope to see you again sometime.
Yeah, sure. It would be nice to see you again too. She doesn't really talk much. She seems like quite shy and reserved.
So is Isabel.
It's like, how do I do the stranger? How do I talk to people? This is hard.
Okay, before I go, I'm gonna say, can I kiss you?
There is a stark silence.
She's straight.
It sounds weird, but it kind of works sometimes.
It does. She's not wrong.
It really does.
Not wrong. Sure. Okay.
So I'm gonna go to like kiss her on the cheek, and then I'm gonna try to do it then. Not on her cheek, obviously, but like I'm gonna kiss her on the cheek, and then I'm gonna try to feed from her.
Bite on the cheek. Bite on the cheek.
No, that's creepy.
Bite off the cheek. Bite off the cheek.
Tear off her face, like you promised him.
I just want faces.
Give him her face.
Oh, poor girl. Oh, she also says her name is because you didn't even get this poor girl's name. No, you'll know her name is Bridget.
Of course it is.
Bridget Spelling, to be precise, would be on her contacts. But yeah,
Okay. Do I have to roll again, or was the roll from before the successful?
No. Yeah, you succeeded the last check, so she's into you. And yeah, you go to kiss her, then you take a bite out of her neck. She succumbs pretty quickly to the kiss, to which you're able to take vitae to your heart's content. Unfortunately, your beast is not so content.
Oh no.
Can you roll me resolve plus composure, please, to
Oh.
resist frenzy?
Balls. Oh wait, can I use my coil to resist frenzy?
No, it can send you into another frenzy.
Oh, more different frenzy.
Yeah, which is not great for this situation.
Man, I like this kid. I don't want to do something stupid because I always do. Because I'm terrible at
Oh
rolling.
no.
No,
Also,
it's composure what?
If you
Oh,
are
resolve
under,
composure?
what is your humanity right now? I think it's.
I
Did
think
you
it's
lose one?
6. What's humanity? Or you said okay, composure resolve, and then my humanity right now is somewhere. Humanity 7.
Right, so you're not under the feral curse.
Yeah,
Which
so I can
for you
resist
is
it.
a good thing.
Yeah, it is. So it's just resolve composure.
So resolve plus composure. You can spend willpower to hold off a frenzy for a turn, and then when the willpower when those turns have all been spent, you get an extra dice per willpower point spent.
Okay, so I roll the will. So that's if I frenzy.
No, that's before you frenzy.
Okay.
So just check how much willpower you want to spend. It will basically give you an amount of time to get out of the place if you do frenzy.
Okay, I'll spend 1 willpower then.
Okay. All right. Then you give yourself about 6 to 10 seconds to get out of a place as you begin to struggle with your beast.
But wait, I haven't rolled yet.
Yes. No, this isn't the case that you fail.
Oh, this is if I fail. Okay.
Yeah. But you gain an extra dice for the expenditure of the willpower.
Okay.
But you do lose 2 dice because you're hungry.
Okay. So I'm losing a total of 2 dice, or I'm losing a total of 1 dice.
You're losing a total of 1.
Okay. So it's 5. Okay. Am I good? Can I roll now?
Yep.
Haha, 1 success.
Okay.
Barely 1 success.
You just barely hold back the beast as soon as that vitae touches your lips, it wants to take all of it. And you almost do. But you compress it. You force your beast back down. You haven't had to do this in a while. Usually your beast is so cooperative.
Right. It's been a fucking couple weeks.
But now it's here to remind you why the beast is feared. As it almost cost this poor woman her life. But you are able to restrain yourself as you feed.
All right. How much can I safely take without actually hurting her? Is it just 1?
No, you can. I'm just going to double check.
It's without hurting them, you can take up to the individual stamina.
Yeah, it's Yeah, I think you're right. I think you can. So for most people, you can take up to 2 points. For very healthy people, you can take up to 3.
Okay, I'll do 2 points then.
Yeah. If it were a particularly frail individual, or very disease-ridden or accident-prone, it would only be 1. But she doesn't seem particularly unhealthy. So you're able to drain her for 2 points of vitae. She ends up resting on your shoulder after the feeding, partially due to riding the wave of a kiss like a surfboard, partially because the draining has dazed her slightly.
Right.
Can you roll me something actually as well? Can you roll me something else?
Sure.
Because there is something in her blood that tastes strange.
Oh, good lord. All right, cool.
I'm just ruining her life today. Roll me.
Wits plus composure, I believe, for a taste of
One
the blood.
second. 1 second. Wits plus composure, and I would say kindred senses apply because it's blood related. So plus your blood
3
potency.
plus blood potency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is 6. 2 successes.
All right, so there is something about her vitae that tastes ever so slightly strange. It tastes stronger than a Mordor's does.
Mm.
You got 2 successes, so I can give you 4 true statements about it. One is, yeah, it tastes very strong. It tastes slightly. You've never tasted something like this before. It's. You've tasted vitae before. It tastes sweet like vitae, but doesn't carry the same addictive properties. It's
Huh.
like the best of both worlds.
Huh.
There is the. Yeah, there's the immaculate feeling of consuming kindred vitae, but none of the constant pangs and withdrawal and a hunger that comes with it, either before or after the feeding.
Would either occult or medical tell me anything about this?
Medical, you know that maybe very, very strong drugs, maybe?
Oh.
It would be difficult to replicate this. You've never really tasted this before though.
Oh, wait, wasn't there a thing about a drug that was happening? Like a weird drug?
Yes. You haven't tasted it though.
What was it called?
It's called Violet.
Oh.
It's basically an ecstasy replacement.
It's
pretty rampant here.
Interesting.
But on top of that, I can give you 3 other true statements. So one is that, yeah, you can tell that she was very. You can tell through her blood that she was actually quite scared to be here more so than anything else.
Aww.
In fact, it goes a bit beyond simple fear and comes across as a little bit paranoid. And you can also sense a sort of deeper sense of a deeper sense of frustration and sadness in her, but it's not particularly clear as to the reasons why, just that it seems to be persistent in her blood, as if it is an emotion that has built up over a great period of time. Something she may have been struggling with for a while. You can also tell that she does seem quite healthy. In fact, the luminous taste of her blood seems to suggest this as well. That she might be particularly resistant to illness.
Interesting. Oh, I keep this girl's number.
Yeah. Right now, she just rests against your shoulder.
I'm gonna kind of put my arm around her and like sit with her for a little bit. I was actually enjoying this conversation with her.
Yeah. She.
I do actually like her, and I am probably gonna call her about a job.
She rests with you for a little bit before kind of her semi-conscious state. She's a swooning condition for you. And she'll just go, fuck, I fucked up.
What's the matter?
She tries to recompose herself. She seems like having difficulty concentrating. thought it wouldn't be a problem if I came here. Fuck.
Do you want to go somewhere else?
No, no, I just have to. I should probably go before I. Fuck.
Do you want me to call you a cab?
Yeah, thanks. God damn it.
Are you okay?
No, it's fine. It's just. I just thought.
If you're in trouble or something,
I
I'm
just
not here
thought
to
I'd
hurt
be-
you.
I just thought I'd be smarter than to get snacked on.
Is that a problem?
I mean, you guys have a track record.
I mean, doesn't everybody?
I mean, fair. It's just, I don't know. I may be more trouble than I'm worth.
I get that a lot.
I mean, you might be pissing off your people, not mine.
It would not be the first time, and it probably won't be the last time.
Okay.
You don't seem like that much trouble. Not compared to what I've been dealing with lately.
Yeah, well, you haven't met my mom, so
You haven't met my boss.
trust me, my mom is much more frightening than your boss.
Now I'm just curious.
Well,
So since I'm clearly not fooling anyone, but I really do like you, and I was serious about you coming to work for me, if you're still interested.
I mean, I wouldn't mind working for you.
So who's your mother?
Roll me.
Shit just got interesting.
Roll me manipulation plus persuasion. Her impression of you is also. This is not only to get the name, but also to raise her impression of you, because your impression also counts as one higher because she's swooning for you right now.
Mm-hmm. So is it +1?
You know, I'll give you what does swooning do real quick? Swooning.
It's
yeah, you get a +2 dice bonus.
Nice. 2 successes.
She will because she's just wrestling against you, she'll just whisper the name into your ear. Let me just find your character channel. Oh god. There you go.
Is that a name I should know?
Romy Wood's politics.
Ugh. It's a -1 if I don't have politics. I really need to take that.
It's -3.
Oh, it's -3?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
What even is politics?
What even is politics?
Yep, I got politics.
I should probably put a point. Everyone has politics except for me because I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I gotta put that point in that afterwards. Oh shit, I succeeded. Look at that.
Oh god. You recognize the woman as a fairly renowned Invictus.
Oops. I mean, that's fine, right?
Yes. Excellent.
I haven't pissed them off recently. I'm trying to collect the whole set.
Oh my god, me too, twinsies.
Yeah!
You
get
guys
like a
should really
punch
get
card?
together.
I want a punch card.
Um, she looks at you, sees the look on her face, and says, "Told you."
Interesting.
It's not interesting. It's bad. Also, please don't try and kidnap me like the last one. That ended poorly for that person.
Oh no, I won't try to kidnap you. I mean,
Thank
I won't
you.
even bother you anymore if you don't want me to. But
I don't know. I feel like I'm damaged goods, so
I don't think so. I mean, I would appreciate your mother not killing me in my sleep, but
I can't guarantee that.
You just roll 3. It's just roll 3. You don't have to say D10.
Oh my god! I keep. That's another fucking roller, and I get confused.
Too many rollers, too many dice.
So many dice, but yeah.
It's just no
That's
pictures of
wrong.
I should probably go. She'll just say,
Sorry.
I should probably go before I fuck up your night even more.
I mean, you're not fucking up tonight. Unless your mom comes and kills me. That might put a damper on the relationship. But
I don't.
don't worry so much.
Okay. I'm a vampire. Fuck.
I'm Bat Vampire.
But about that cab.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll call her a cab because I know this is like 2010 something.
I was kind of hoping on my buddies to pay for my drinks tonight, and then they fucked off for Senor DJ over there.
Yeah. Don't trust them.
God, I should not have come here. Fuck.
Here, I'll call you a
So
cab.
many of you
I'll wait with you.
assholes.
Make sure you get home okay.
Okay, thanks. Call me back?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
I mean, I'm not trying to kidnap you. And I don't know.
No, this is my fault. I should have known, but I've gone through this routine like 5 times already. I should have known better than this.
Who tried to kidnap you? Now I'm just curious about this.
It doesn't matter, they're dead.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I don't have any problem with the Invictus. Not as of yet.
Yeah, someone tried once, but it was back in Dublin. Some I don't really know what they're called. Mum doesn't talk about it much. But yeah, I'll call you back and we can hang out again sometime maybe. If you're into it. I don't
Sounds
know if it's
good.
a bad idea, but yeah.
Send me some of your work.
Cool.
So I will call her a cab. I'll wait outside with her.
Yeah. She'll a cab will show up pretty quickly. It's London. There's freaking thousands.
Guess you don't really need to call a cab. You could just walk outside.
Yeah. Do you just give her some cash and see her home? Nice. Unlike you, she'll give you an actual kiss on the cheek, not like the flagrant lie you gave her.
Okay, I did actually kiss her before I bit her.
That's fair. But yeah, she'll head out and head back into the club and well, you know, There are three kindred that are just having a lovely conversation. About two of you. The other one, well, he wants to make conversation with them. So outside, Isabella, Nikolai, you'll probably all end up bumping into each other as you go up to the VIP area where these kindred are.
Well,
Hey, good to see you again.
good to see you too.
Nice job on the dance floor. Ow! Sorry, my cat just bit me.
He'll smile. It's like, yeah, it's my first time. I didn't think it'd go so well.
The cat wants your sweet, sweet birthday.
It really does.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was cool. I made a Twitter account, like one of the girls. She showed me how to do it. Like I had no idea.
Oh, nice. Also, this game takes place in 2010, doesn't it?
Yes, so it's now
Okay.
2011.
Oh, 2011 now.
When did Twitter come out? Yeah.
I think Twitter was a thing, but I don't think Uber was a thing yet, hence the calling a cab.
Let me check to see if Twitter is a thing now.
Meanwhile, I'll go,
06! Yes, it's a thing.
oh, hey, you're that DJ.
Neat.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey,
Outside, my boy, my feed is going fucking crazy right now.
Oh, God.
Happy just says.
I made you money.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. She takes out her phone.
Oh, Uber was a thing too, apparently. It started in
Awesome.
2009. I don't think it was in London yet.
And she's going to she takes she kind of puts her arm around you, draws you close and attempts to get a candid of her kissing your cheek.
Throw up the peace sign. Like, oh, we'll take any more pictures. No, I'm not spending well. She's gonna have to deal.
That's fine. I'm counting this whole Paris for the whole scene.
Okay.
She, by the way, looks very healthy. When she has flush skin, and when she touches you, she feels quite warm.
That's cool.
Yeah, she seems to have all the emotions reminiscent of a living mortal body. It's not forced like a vampiric one. But she quickly uploads it to her Twitter and her Facebook.
I do the same on mine. Besties FD XD.
You are a star, and I always like it when the keeper is shown up. Not because I don't like her, just because it's funny.
She's an interesting sort.
Yeah, she's slunk off. She's all over that. She's just behind the dance floor before. Close eye on you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's going to employ you next.
Business is business.
Business is business. I should probably introduce you. She looks around and actually goes, "Oh, before I introduce you to other people, Isabella,
Hi.
good job.
What?
New child.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if I should congratulate you or apologize for your loss."
That remains to be seen.
Oh my.
1 second.
The surgery that harsh, was it?
I guess we'll see.
Back. Sorry about that.
No problem. But her head tilts and twists slightly, as if she's not entirely sure what to make of that statement, other than a sly smile and narrow eyes. I didn't expect you to be so forthright. Normally, when you guys commit to the Frankenstein procedure, it's all hush hush.
I didn't say that.
But that is how I have chosen to interpret it.
I mean, I can't control how you interpret things.
This is only half true.
He's a unique individual, found under very unique circumstances. I want to be sure that whatever happens to him is something that will benefit him as well as anybody else.
I'm surprised you didn't take on the old man.
Mhm.
He seems right. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not up your alley, but maybe up your, maybe up the Ordo's.
Perhaps, but we roll with the
Granted, your
circumstances we
colleague-
find ourselves in.
Granted, your colleague did try and stall for his life.
I actually wasn't in town when all that happened. That was the one that got just out of game. That was the one that got killed by Joshua, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was out of town when all that happened. So
that's fine.
had the opportunity, had I been there, perhaps things would have gone differently. As it was, I can't control what people do when I'm not present.
She'll just say, "That's absolutely fine. I'm not blaming you. I was just surprised it's something I'd have expected your covenant to react to. I was a bit surprised that they didn't."
I mean, I did it as well. I mentioned the situation to them, but again,
They didn't take your advice.
wondering what people are thinking and what their intentions are is not necessarily part of my within my pay scale.
That is extremely true, but after all that you've done for the Order within the past few months, I would have expected them to pay you a bit more heed.
C'est la vie.
Well, congratulations either way. I'm sure it'll work out for you.
I hope congratulations is warranted.
It definitely is. You've done the city a service. You've done the Invictus a service. You've done the Sanctified a service. And in a roundabout way, you've even done the Carthians a service.
Have I?
Well, one less mouth to feed.
Suppose that's fair.
Besides, the embrace is a shameful necessity. It's not something we just go about, gallivanting around town, taking a bite out of everyone that strikes our fancy.
No.
The lady next to her, who is conversing with Cohen, strikes you a glare. And she says that.
These are the friends that she was talking about, aren't they?
Yes.
Great.
Anyway, I see there's a new face, and he is probably horribly confused, which is just how I like my introductions. So, please, new boy, introduce yourself. So I can introduce you.
Nick sort of looks to the side, then blinks and then realizes that they're talking to him, and he goes in just in an American accent. Folks call me Nick.
Hi.
Well, hey,
Hello?
Nick, you sound like you're from out of town. Have you been introduced to the court? She she then actually she says that she stares at you and she says, "Oh no, wait, you already have been, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've heard about you, Nikolai."
Ooh.
Going and spoiling my fun.
To be fair, dear, it is my job to know these things.
Gives a small shrug.
He has a very important sire. Anyway, Nikolai, she gestures to Isabella and the man who just looks quite out of place in a club setting. He has a tweed jacket on,
That's adorable.
and cotton trousers and a tie, with a pattern with basically a yellow duck pattern on it. She gestures to Isabella and the young man, and she says, "These are your sect mates. This is Cohen Fletching, child of your organization's leader. You have a very fancy name for them." And this is Isabella, who has... Well, I'm actually not aware of your lineage. I think it's from out of the country.
Yeah, I'm not from around here.
Yes. Well, hey, yes. Oh, God, Americans taking over London once again.
It was your turn.
Oh, my God, it does not stop.
Well,
Where are you from,
It's-
Nick?
well, I'm from Berlin. Formerly from somewhere from Berlin, formerly from there somewhere else.
I see. All right, that's fair.
He's dropped the American accent once someone started calling him Nikolai.
Well, that was quick.
How much more easy is this with this? This, by the way, and she gestures to Eileen. This is Eileen Spillane. Would have been your covenant mate if you'd stuck around. C'est la vie. Right, Isabella?
I suppose. Oh, your sister went home, by the way.
She... Not my sister, my dear.
Oh.
She gives you an extremely cold smile.
That's fair.
Not to interrupt this extremely pleasant conversation, I wanted to talk some business with you, Mrs. Spillane.
Ah, yes, of course. Elysium is definitely a place for good business. Her mood changes almost on a dime.
Exactly. Is there a place we can talk?
Of course, there are many facilities, all of which are obviously observed by the keeper.
What I'm asking is, I don't matter much. It doesn't matter who overhears, but is there can we walk and talk?
Of course.
Who is he going off to talk with? Real quick.
Spillane, the lady.
Eileen Spillane, she is the woman with the long red hair. She's the woman in the my top right stuff. I think it'd be your top left.
Yeah, the Invictus lady.
Well, fuck me then.
Get to meet Creepy Boy.
Does she look like she wants to kill me, or does she just look mad?
You're not sure whether she wants to kill you, destroy your life, destroy your friends, or turn you into a blood puppet.
But it's definitely one of those.
Probably.
Great. Man, I really like that girl. It's literally my entire life.
Isabella just can't get laid. Flip table.
So Nikolai will
This is too real.
hold out his hand towards the guy in the tweed jacket. I forget his name.
Good evening. Mr. Cohen Fletching of the Order of the Dying Light.
Mr. Fletching, nice to meet you. Like I said, Nikolai. I'm a new recruit to the Ordo of Dracul. Well,
A
sort
bold
of.
undertaking, given your lineage.
My sire understands. My lineage is a bit more complicated than it appears. Before I came under my current condition, I worked for one of your convents for quite some time. I believe she was formerly from Britain as well. Have you ever heard of a woman named Yonka?
Can't say I have, but I'm sure I will find out in due course.
Gives a small shrug. Well, I was what you would, I guess, call an apprentice of hers for some time. And it only seemed fair to go Ordo in testament to all she has taught me.
Hear, hear, as a character slipping into the room from a back door.
You look slightly less like a hobo this evening.
Oh, why, thank you for noticing. Ooh, quite the gathering tonight.
We have an individual from, and she begins counting, from every clan. What a lovely
Delightful.
little evening party we've made for ourselves.
I hope I'm not stumbling into anything particularly important. He smiles.
Oh no, not at all. Although you do have a new sex mate, as it were.
And
Nicola.
he looks around, trying to figure out who the new guy is.
Nikolai slowly raises his hand and sort of waves, like an awkward wave.
Well, with that, he
It's
won't
a rose,
take
don't
too
fall
much
for it.
time. Walk over and offer Nikolai his hand. Marcus Irons, pleasure to meet you.
Nikolai.
My pleasure,
Yes.
Nikolai.
Marcus Irons here is the one venture in the city who doesn't have money. A rare specimen indeed. Worthy of research, I would say.
Yeah, no vivisections, please.
She is a cunt.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't worry, the money situation is getting better as the nights are progressing.
Even if it wasn't, you have offered the prince a service for his acceptance, so I can't begrudge you. Well, that's not true, but I'm choosing not to, out of
Are you though?
politesse. If it helps, I think you're lovely. Most of you here are lovely, actually. Apart from you. She points at Nikolai.
Nikolai,
I don't
in
know you yet.
response, wiggles his ears.
Well, if you aren't lovely now, you soon will be by the time I'm done with you. She looks you up and down.
Oh dear.
Nikolai raises his eyebrow and takes a step back and goes, "Should I be worried?"
You should always
Always.
be on guard around me, dear.
Who's talking
you
now?
might learn something. The harpy.
Well, that might be useful considering that is the reason I came. To learn.
Oh, I'm always so upset when people approach me for business. Vine, what is it you want to know?
He gets a glimmer in his eyes and goes, "Everything, but I'm afraid I can't afford that."
Oh no, you couldn't possibly afford that. You would be bloodbound to me by the end of the night.
Yeesh. What's your area of expertise exactly?
Mine?
Yeah.
The occult.
Ah. Well, there's plenty of that around here.
Yes, there is. Why? I hear that you're dealing with something quite occultish, Miss Isabel.
Oh, I guess news travels fast around here. Which
It
part?
will. Yes, it does. At least whenever I'm involved.
Apparently.
There's something about a man spider, quite outside my realm of expertise, but sounds very spooky.
I don't know if it was a spider. It's definitely some manner of arthropod. Demon, person, you know. You want to fight a giant bug monster?
Know that the sanctified always stand ready to assist you.
Noted. How about you, new guy? You know anything about giant bug monsters?
Although I need more of a description. There are plenty of giant bug monsters laden throughout history.
There really are. They're very difficult to categorize.
Because everybody's scared of bugs.
And I need to know, did Speakel?
Did what?
And did this giant bug monster seem intelligent? Did it speak? You said it was part man.
I believe it was possessed. I think it was possessing somebody. It was some manner of demon that was then possessing a host of some sort.
Oh, that's right up our alley.
Calmly starts taking notes.
All right, it was
In fact,
possessing
it is
someone.
very much the
Did it-
sanctified duty to resolve such matters.
If it was possessing someone, again, my question: did it speak to you at all? If so, in what language?
Isabella, it did actually speak to you briefly as the group was fleeing from it. Basically called you all snacks.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It was speaking in English.
Let's see. So it's not cultural based. Some of those demons can only speak in a given language. How many arms?
You seem to know an awful lot about demons, Mr. Nikolai.
I make my profession to know a lot about everything. Though, honestly, no. My specialty in the field of occult is actually our kind.
Our kind?
Vampires,
Kindred.
the kin.
Gotcha.
I perhaps would not find it something to boast about so openly, however.
True.
The smile has faded from her face somewhat.
Well, like I said, I try to be an I dabble more in all fields of the occult. Quite fascinating, if you ask me. I'm quite young, and amongst our standards at least. So the idea that the cult is out there, that witches, warlocks, and all that stuff is true. Well, it piques my curiosity. In the city I was previously stationed in, it was a mixing ground for quite some time. Especially with the leftover things the Nazi Party left for those who went poking too deep into Berlin. It was needed to know stuff such as demons.
Seems like you have had quite the adventure up to this point.
I would disagree.
Well, no, most of my time was spent in the library.
Spending time learning about demons.
And angels, and how to kill demons,
Mm-hmm.
and how
Certainly
best to
hope
kill
so.
demons.
Yes. Well,
Well, anyways, however, I believe we're veering off topic. You were telling me more about this demon of your particular encounter, the spider creature. It was possessing someone, spoke English. How many arms?
How many arms did it have? They were coming out of its back, wasn't it?
yeah, it was kind of hard to catch how many. Happened pretty quickly, and you were in frenzy for a good portion of it.
Like you do. I didn't get a good count. It was definitely more than 2. And it did seem to have an exoskeleton as well, or at least was in the process of forming an exoskeleton.
Interesting. Fortunately, I don't believe that's enough to go on to identify such creatures. I'd have to see it for myself.
Perhaps. I believe it's being handled right now, but we may require your assistance.
Well, hopefully it is handled without the need of my assistance.
What, you don't want to fight a giant bug monster?
Looks at her. Looks at myself. Looks at her. How tall is your character?
Not real tall. She's like probably 5'5", 5'6".
Your character's still taller than my character. Then shakes his head adamantly. This guy's 5'4".
Sometimes you got to do some field research. Can't stay in a library all your life, right?
Outside, you're walking with Miss Spillane, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay. She's just walking down the stairs. While this conversation's been happening, she's been walking down the stairs of you and walking around the club, probably outside of it as well.
Mm-hmm. I was go ahead. Sorry.
Given the impression you've made and the general fame she has, you two attract quite a lot of attention from the mortal crowds. As she walks down, she says, perhaps it would be better if we found somewhere else entirely.
I'll take your lead.
She will walk out with you. She beckons over two security guards that have just been waiting at the bottom of the stairs for her. They'll escort you and her out of the building and over to her vehicle. My apologies, it's no office. But it is much more pleasant in here. Much more silent, less frustrations.
Indeed. I saw your broadcast earlier, and I saw you on the television. I wanted to talk to you about an idea that I had that might be able to help the Invictus and largely the domain as a whole.
Curious. An older kindred may have turned you down, but I know what it's like to face rejection over and over again.
He nods. Well, as you can see for myself, as you can see for yourself, I am a man with quite a few talents.
I was going to ask if you wanted to play at one of our next charity events. It was going to be quite the gala.
I'd be more than happy to if I can if we can make it a specific type of venue.
Her head shifts back a little bit. She eyes you warily with a smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Please?
So, I think it would be a good idea if, for the sake of publicity and to see that we're more than willing to show that London's finest can have a good time, and the local law enforcement is more than happy to oblige others to have a good time. I think police officers and those that perform a service to the city as a large, first responders and the such, should get half off. The entry to the club, of course.
I am... It is not the particular focus of my foundation, but that is not to say that I don't have significant stakes in many others that may be able to cater to your needs.
And this way, your club gets sufficient recognition and me for the night. You would, of course, get everything off the top.
Naturally. I was actually hoping to invite many kindred, make it something of a temporary Elysium. I've already got the prince to sign off on it.
Excellent.
Given your display here this evening, I don't require much convincing. But why in particular? Why in particular law enforcement? Why first responders?
Specifically for the issues of feeding that are happening in our domain, having another set of eyes would be quite beneficial in securing and making sure that the Invictus will, one, remain in power, and two, be able to respond to threats more rapidly.
You want to network.
I'm a venture, of course.
A man after my own heart. Very well. It fits into my plans rather nicely, conveniently for you. I'll see to it that it is done. I've heard you're trying to resolve the situation in Wandsworth.
It's already done.
I'd not necessarily count your chickens before they're hatched.
No, but this isn't my only stop this evening.
Good. Well, if further you're trying to push to action requires a tad more convincing, I could be convinced to sponsor you for something in return. But
What would you require?
nothing more than a quid pro quo. I help you, you help me.
He looks at her quizzically. Can I have a perception empathy, or wits empathy?
Yeah, make a wit sympathy check. She's just in the back of the vehicle with you. It's quite a large vehicle. It's not a limousine, but it's basically a very large Land Rover. Very Range Rover. Very spacious. Quite luxurious. It's also slightly. You can tell that it's actually armored as well.
I need one.
Heavy tint on the windows.
Everyone has one set, man. I buy one. Need more money.
I need more money.
One second. Yeah, so we're here. We are here. And we are rolling. Oh, 2 successes.
Okay. It's a very business-like way of going around it, but she's effectively offering to take you under her wing as a mentee. It's an uneven power relationship for you, but given the resources at her disposal, it would be a significant boon for you.
He says, "When do you need an answer by?"
I'm a patient lady. How about this? You have an answer for me at the end of our event.
That I can
I'll
do.
give you a fair few nights to mull on it.
He nods and says, "Absolutely. You'll have your answer."
Excellent.
With that, he nods and begins to open the car door to climb out.
The guards will open the door for her and you, but if you open it first, then it's fine. So she'll say, "Well, I suppose we should be getting back to the club, otherwise the Harpy will be spreading all sorts of gruesome rumors about us."
Publicity is everything. It just depends on how we spin the story.
We are very good at spinning stories. She will begin heading back towards the club with you.
Yeah. Just mostly light talk about like Court Invictus. Nothing like too incredible.
Yeah. She speaks to a bit about the state of the city and the Invictus and some slight concerns about the control that Black Tomb has over the city right now. Seems like as if it's being tested somewhat. Of course, she says this merely as an outside observer and not as a member of any one Invictus house.
Gotcha.
That she would have expected Eliza to have been a little bit more active in your house's defense, but perhaps they are preoccupied elsewhere.
He'll make the point to tell her this is why we have an obligation. Well, I have an obligation.
I like that. You'll go far here, I think, so long as you manage to hold on to your head. I can speak. I do not say that to insult you. I merely speak from experience.
He nods. He doesn't like speak over hers if he's like kind of gauging like her personality, her temperament, how she responds to things.
She seems to be formal as a formality.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be gauging you sort of in a similar way as to how you're gauging her.
Mm-hmm.
But she seems like she's putting on a bit of a friendly face for the moment. Although it does strike you that she has been surprisingly affable for an Invictus of her status. Perhaps because of her youth, she relates to you in an odd way, or perhaps she has another agenda, or both.
Both is good.
Yes. You begin to walk back up into the club. Just to find the tail end of this conversation between the Ordo and the sanctified harpy.
Turning back to the harpy. XD. At it again, are you?
As obviously, Nikolai's sort of panicking as he's trying to backpedal and make it clear that he doesn't have any expertise or anything like that on demons. He just happens to know. It's just basic questions you ask for identifying anything like this.
You should really come to. You should really come to some of our services. I think it'd be quite enlightening.
Don't drink the punch.
We'll see.
Punch has been already fully drunk at your outside. It's a bit. That's sort of like saying, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid on Christianity."
You shouldn't.
Out of date.
You read the news as well as I do.
Out of curiosity, would that be someone from the moderate camp or more the, hellfire, brimstone, that sort of persuasion?
Are you saying out of character? Sorry.
No, in character. That's exactly the wording he's going with.
Looks to the harpy.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Well, this is one reason why you should come to our services, so you can understand that. But are you referring to me personally or the sanctified as a whole? Because one of those questions is one of those answers will be far more complicated than the other.
The Lunkia et Sanctum in general. To be fair, I probably have a bit of a background bias due to my sire. So yes, some further field research would be welcome.
It's not exactly something you can research. If I may be so bold as to state it, I would say that's why your covenant has been unable to master the art of sorcery.
He smiles.
Of course, you have your other talents, and she holds up her hands. And that I shall not deny, but that is important to note.
Everything needs a niche.
There is a niche for everything, it is true, but we are not trying to fit into a niche.
And yet here you are.
Politically, I am a harpy. I fill a specific niche. Spiritually, I do not. I pursue an ideal.
By definition, you speak in riddles. I think you do fit a niche because you just said it. I can use funny words too. Kind of sticks his tongue out after harpy.
If I am attempting to fill a niche, it is not by design or by purpose.
Well, you typically don't. Everything serves a purpose. Everyone serves a purpose in some way to something.
As the doctor
On
says.
that, we are actually agreed. We have common ground, Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Something I believe you
friends?
were unable to find with Joshua.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say? I didn't hear that last part.
She just says, we have common ground, Isabella. Something you've been unable to find with Joshua.
Oh yeah, the Templar.
Yes, he is. I believe he is still finding himself. I understand what he was trying to do, and in some ways I appreciated that he was taking on a heavy burden on behalf of another. Which is a responsibility we have as sanctified, but part of me does hope he does not lose his way. It is very easy to lose one's way in the further I myself do not, well, I prefer not to preach, as I'm sure you're aware. I sometimes make the gesture, but I will not shove my beliefs down your throat.
Just give angry faces when someone starts talking about demons.
You're
To
just
be
you're
fair,
giving a sermon now. Like I'm listening. Like
under the, allow me to Google the definition of sermon real quick. Under the first definition of the word, yes.
it's called sarcasm, my dear.
I know, that's why I'm using Google to hit you back with sarcasm.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll wait.
She'll
For the
boop you on
love
the head
of
with a
whatever is
phone while
important
Google is
to
up.
you, don't piss off the harpy, please.
It's fine. He can socially ruin himself if he wants to. I'm joking. I love you outside. If I'm going to socially ruin anyone tonight, it'll be either you or you. And she points to Marcus and Nicholas.
At which point, Marcus just gives a fake offended face and just goes like, "But madam, what have I done to offend you?" He
And
says,
you don't need to do
somewhat
anything to offend
cheekily.
me. I just need to be in the mood.
Just good old-fashioned capriciousness. Fair enough. Fair enough.
No,
So
timing.
capricious.
Timing. Timing. But no, I personally, I would preach an amenable version of our faith. Less hellfire and brimstone and pitchforks and stakes and burnings at the stake.
It's a pretty good starting point.
It still has its place at times, usually when demons are involved, but we need not cling needlessly to the past. The one thing I would say mortal faith can teach us is that it changes with the times.
That's true enough.
A lot of people, well, it is the difficulty of reconciling changing cultures with the idea of an absolute system of morality.
Because morality is subjective.
That it is.
To an extent.
If viewed through the lens of postmodernism, yes.
I mean, it's just logical.
I subscribe to a degree of moral absolutism, but not in its entirety. Only within the bounds of my faith and within reason. Which are surprisingly aligned. I know that may come across as rather amusing to some of you, but it is true.
Not really. If anything, it's very interesting. Quite intriguing, in fact.
After all, we generally agree that slaughtering mortals on the street is bad, and that is an evil. I don't think most of us would classify that as particularly subjective, other than that the psychotic doing it thinks it's okay, but who truly believes that such a thing is subjective at the end of the night?
Just because something's commonly held doesn't mean it's not subjective. The values of the culture that we're in says that we shouldn't just kill people for no reason. That's not always the case. Or if you come up with a reason, doesn't even necessarily need to be a good one, then the culture changes.
But if anyone can come up with a reasoning, anyone can come up with a reason to justify anything. It doesn't necessarily render it as such.
It does if you can convince enough people of it.
Then I suppose we can only argue over what is absolute and what is subjective. But I am trapping both you and myself.
I believe in gravity.
I too believe in gravity, dear. I also have the power to change the direction of gravity.
That's true, by applying something to it. And what we want to understand is what that is and
I
why.
just use magic.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Magic is cheating.
Everything follows the laws of physics. You just have to figure out what its angle is.
You clearly have not been subject to our sorceries before.
Oh, no, I have. Trust me, I have.
Oh,
Just because I
really?
can't explain it doesn't mean that it can't be explained.
Huh.
That's eloquent.
Well, whoever
Something
said
can
that
be
the
explained
universe
without being understood.
Pardon me.
Not scientifically.
And so, what is scientific about our condition?
The nature of our humanity changes.
Nature of our humanity changes.
We were once human, and now we're not.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are describing two separate states, but that doesn't necessarily make it scientific.
Yes, it does. I mean, we can look at what is different about us. You can observe the differences. You can observe the changes that happen. You can study the blood of a kindred versus a human versus a revenant, and you can see that there are fundamental differences in it. Something allows for those changes to happen, whether it's something viral, something, a mutagen of some sort. It can be explained. We just don't know how to. Maybe it is a god, but if it is, it follows some sort of laws of nature.
Nikolai just slowly shakes his head at that.
Does that... Does... I'm sorry.
He doesn't actually say anything. He just slowly shakes his head.
Does that mean God would be scientific?
If it could be fundamentally proven. God, in my mind, is just a placeholder for everything that can't be explained. Maybe it is real, but I'm not going to say so unless I have scientific evidence for it. It's hypocritical to say that one doesn't believe in God because it's not scientifically proven, but then also say that it can be proven that there is no God. Or what the nature of that is.
That is fair. I've always considered our two covenants to be pursuing two divergent paths, running parallel to each other. I think a lot of us consider them to be crossing over, but I've always considered the realm of the spirit from the realm of the scientific to be very distinct.
Yes, we pursue different things,
But
I don't think we necessarily need to be enemies.
No, I think many just like to group us as enemies.
Because everybody loves to put science and religion against each other.
Yeah.
It's a hot topic.
It is a very hot topic, yes.
You should see it in America. It's even worse.
It's a cesspool.
Yes. Although I do hear the City of Angels is doing well for itself. For the record, in canon, Los Angeles is actually run by the Sanctified.
Yeah, that makes sense. Los Angeles is a weird place.
Because puns, that's why.
Because of fucking course it is.
Because canon likes to be ironic. Yes, but in that case, I mean, why not? If not out of simple curiosity, you might find it maybe even enjoyable. We tend to, a lot of our priests and priestesses tend to avoid the dryness of Sunday Mass. It's not very engaging. And it doesn't really teach anybody anything. Oh, this. What's a pirate doing here?
Pirate.
Oh shit, that was the last thing I had on my fucking minicam. Hang on.
Anyway, I was gonna say, Evan. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna. So as you're kind of discussing the concept of faith, as
Fuck,
Cohen
we summoned him.
Cohen just looks salty. Here,
I mean, I heard you were talking about God, and I materialized.
God damn it.
Can everybody roll me wits composure real quick? Because there is some noise down. Just
Okay, on it.
just below you.
Roll what's that?
Wits composure.
Okay, any
Everybody?
modifier?
Nah, just roll me wits composure. You will all see have a man of a ponytail
Nope.
in a studded jacket with chain trousers throwing this rather posh looking gentleman to the ground, onto the stairs actually.
Oof. I have met one of those two people, I think. Question mark.
One is you have seen him. I don't think you actually. I don't think you're in the conversation where he introduced himself to Natalia, but I don't believe he introduced himself to you. But you would have seen him at Elysium.
Oh yes, sorry. I met I've seen the picture. My bad. So, and he's just throwing this mofo on the ground.
The guy in the jacket, yeah, he looks furious with something, and the other guy's like trying to back up the stairs, like actually get up to his feet.
Well,
I see people getting successes. I think basically everybody gets successes apart from Isabella, which is
I
her life.
don't.
So
I'm thinking
This
about
is
how I'm
right
going to talk
now.
my way out of this Invictus lady killing me later.
oh yeah, she seems to have a deep, unabiding hatred for you now.
Yeah, when you get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and punch that shark and go talk to her.
Oh my.
Um.
I'm also going to text Bridget and see if she got home okay.
Oh yeah, she texts you saying she got home just fine, and she's heading to bed soon. And she actually asked if you'd be down to meet with her tomorrow.
Sure, if your mom doesn't kill me first. What was the last thing you said?
Oh, pardon?
What was the last thing you said?
In a surprising change of heart from her.
No, I literally say, sure, if your mom doesn't kill me first. Smiley face.
You get a sad face.
So interesting. Joshua's going to take this time to sidestep around the individual who's being thrown around like a ragdoll. Just like that very strategic kind of sidestep, none of my business, sidestep. And he is going to walk up and he loops his arm around Isabella's waist. My. It seems as though you have all of the fun when I'm not around.
Apparently we summoned you. In an argument between science and religion.
Yeah, so
No.
I've managed to find more common ground with your coterie mate than you have in the past few years that you've known each other. The Harvey smiles.
Why? I've always asked the question: why do atoms spin? Little minutia like that.
They
Why
don't
is it that?
spin, they wobble.
But why is it that the forces of nature react the way they do? Why is it that things are the way they are? Science can answer many questions. However, at their core, they struggle to answer certain questions. I find that there is always room for both faith and science.
That's the conversation we just had. I'm glad you're caught up already.
Ah, excellent.
Well, that didn't take very long then.
Anyway, I gotta go try to
I-
not get killed by the Invictus.
Oh yeah, by the way, for all those who succeeded in the wits plus composure roll, the man in the jacket is saying to the guy on the floor who's trying to scramble up the stairs, "The fuck do you think you're doing? This is Elysium, you fucking punk."
On that,
I feel like I should go. I feel like I should go and do more holy justice on Carthians.
Oh wait, are we beating up Carthians again?
Apparently.
on that note, I'm going to leave with my coterie of followers.
Your entourage.
I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
with my
like
entourage.
there are a bunch of people beyond that red what do they call it? The red velvet who are just like, God, I want to hang out with that guy. You have been whenever you've been on the main floor, you have just been getting all of the photos and all of the fans. It's
You know what?
calmed down
I'm
quite
so
well
tempted
now
to have a
because
fame off with him to see who can get more. Is it petty if I start throwing my
Yeah,
fame
you
so you can
come
get
in,
more
you
selfies
are-
in a night?
It is.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, it is.
the attention shifts from him to you because you are very famous, and
Don't
what
encourage
he
him.
did has been a couple of hours ago now. So, but yes,
I'm not, but he fucking.
so are people leaving? Yeah, outside. So yeah, no, outside the oh shit. Well, outside will be bid farewell by the Harpy and by Eileen.
So yeah, you know what? Let's hey Terry, let's go and fight the. Is it bite the shark? Fight the shark? I can never remember the expression. You just
Punch
used
the
it.
shark?
My brain is dead.
I don't know if it means what you think
Punch
it
the
means.
shark. So now,
Isn't
gentlemen, this is the Prince's Elysium.
Isn't the
What's all this
expression
violence about?
jump the shark?
No, okay, so no, I said punch the shark, which is essentially like rather than dancing around a problem, you just kind of walk right up to it and deal with it. Jumping the shark
is where.
something different.
Sorry, you continue.
I'm aware what it means.
No, jumping the shark is when essentially you do
Yeah.
the thing that everybody wants you to do, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense, but you're doing it because everybody wants you to do it.
I know.
Okay.
The man in the jacket just says, "You tell him that. That fucker just tried to dominate me."
That's a very serious accusation.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking pissed about it.
Joshua, for the record, he's leaning on a cane. It's not his cane, but I have a cane.
You stole a cane.
He has many canes. But he looks at the it's the guy in the leather jacket who's accusing the guy who's probably a Kia Ceed face claim IRL that he attempted to dominate him, right?
Yeah, no, he's walking towards him, is about to grab him by the back of his shirt, on the back of his jacket.
Marcus
I'm sorry,
will try
I-
to interpose
Oh
himself.
God,
between
please
them.
help me! This fucking lunatic is going to kill me.
There's that wonderful moment where you know what? Joshua gives Marcus a head nod. As a matter of fact, myself and Marcus need to have a brief conversation. But
Understood.
like,
Out of character. Gotcha. But yes, Marcus goes in between and just looks at Berth and said, "This is Elysium. No violence."
Which is why I'm going to
warned.
take him outside.
Now, there are some heavy accusations being thrown around here, so how about we all sit down and try to talk it out like civilized folk?
He continued, just grabs him by the back of his jacket.
Okay, Marcus will actually try to stop that by just putting his person in between, but not attacking, just getting in the way.
Get the fuck out of my way! This guy flagrantly broke the rules of Elysium, and I'm gonna take him to fucking town.
So, what are you accusing him of, so that we actually know what's going on?
I'm accusing him of trying to dominate me and control my fucking mind. That's bad enough. It's even worse that I said a goddamn Elysium, though I should expect nothing fucking less here. Shit, he's got to shit in the past 20 years.
Okay, we're gonna do that thing where we take a moment, we take a breath. Who are you, gentlemen?
The man in the jacket, the posh-looking man just goes, "I'm Dawson. Oh God, please keep him away from me."
Of what covenant, Dawson? Is it Dawson or Dorson? Dawson.
The Invictus. This is a hatchet job. I haven't done a damn thing to this man. Just an excuse to
And
beat
you,
down
sir?
on Invictus.
He says, looking at the obvious Carthian.
Yeah. Do I even need to tell you where I come from? I mean, did you even need to ask either of us? We've really cut
You
the
know,
guy.
Fun facts. I like to know people's names. Do you possess any proof that this individual attempted to control your mind in any flagrant manner?
It's like trying to prove a maquette used Auspex on somebody. How do you prove that?
Well, what do you think he was trying to get out of you? He would have had a purpose if he did it, so what do you think he was trying to do?
He tried to get me to assault the mortals on the dance floor. He was trying to start a fucking incident, embarrass the Carthians even more.
So, as opposed to the incident you're starting by attempting to go to fisticuffs with someone in the Prince's Elysium.
I'm dragging him the fuck out. I ain't throwing hands until I'm out of Elysium.
Yeah, putting hands on him is putting hands on him is throwing hands. You dipshit.
All right, I'm not really interested in having a conversation anymore. Yeah, he just grabs him by the scruff of his neck.
And he gets punched in the face.
All right.
Actually, no, he gets caned to the head, or the back of the head, more aptly.
Oh, I was having such a nice time.
Apparently, I beat up Carthians now. This is my jam, Terry.
In Elysium?
He started it. I am defending a member of the Invictus.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why the Invictus give us nice things.
Oh, fine.
This is why my care Nikolai takes out a small book and writes in it, "Note to self, find a way to eat popcorn."
You just spend a blood point.
You do.
Yes, but then I have to throw it up afterwards.
Correct.
Correct. You do, however, get the joy of that sweet, buttery taste. Bishop, what's his defense?
Defense is actually quite high. His defense is 5. I'm not going to roll initiative. You can just go first if you want.
Kind of want to record this and send it to Bridget. Like, man, you left the wrong time.
Actually, do record it. That'd be a really good idea.
Spend way too much time around high school kids. I'm going to record this fight.
All right. So basically, what Joshua does is when it becomes obvious, this guy, he lunges at him to grab, because obviously you lunge to grab. What Joshua does is he brings the cane up.
He doesn't lunge. He
lurches forward
already
to
had
grab.
hands on the guy, so.
By the way, can I, just from listening in on all this, is it possible to roll a Witscom with empathy to see which one sounds like they're telling the truth?
Yeah, you can do that. You can definitely roll to see which one is being more genuine.
Yeah. Not great at this, but might as well roll it. 0 successes.
Nah, kind of impossible to tell.
Right.
It's difficult to say without definitive proof. Like you're all seeing the latter half of this unfold. Maybe if you were there, you'd be in more of a position to make a judgment call.
I boop him for 3.
Okay. You do free bashing to him.
And in the doing so, he kind of interposes himself with Marcus, so he has to go through both of us to assault this gentleman again.
Yep.
Cool. He'll punch you in the face.
Cool. I have a defense of 3.
Neat. One second, I'm just working this out in my head.
Do you know what I miss? Having all my physical stats at 5. Do you know why I miss it? Reasons.
For doing dumb shit like this?
For doing absolute dumb shit like this, yes.
I'm gonna give him a free dice penalty. He grabs your cane.
Okay.
He rips the cane from you and snaps it in two. With obvious inhuman strength. Although, to be fair, it would take inhuman strength to do this. Not to a significant degree, but it is kind of inhuman.
Is that Marcus's role to punch him?
What's Marcus trying to do?
No, that's actually Marcus's feeding role, because I remembered that I should do that.
Oh shit, so should I.
Valid.
But no, if somebody's trying to punch anyone, Marcus is playing meat shield.
I have some blood.
Okay, what do you do now?
I said, not in the Prince's Elysium.
Shut the fuck up. You just hit me with your fucking cane.
Yeah, because you were going to grab this gentleman. If you have a problem, you see the...
rules for me, not for fee. I get it. Fucking sanctified.
If you have a problem, you talk to the keeper.
Yeah, that's a good question. I did try and find her, but she tends to be absent. Well, actually, that's not fair. She's not absent. She's just fucking watching, eating bloody popcorn.
I see what you did there.
Yep.
Marcus will try something and just in a nice audible voice basically call out, Master of Elysium, your presence is required.
Okay, you're in the VIP section, so you can actually say that without rousing the confusion of many mortals.
Also, fun fact, just before the Master of Elysium shows up, you accused him of using Dominate in this Elysium. You just used the powers of Vigor in this Elysium. Fuck you.
That's not how Vigor works.
It really isn't.
That's not how... He
it
says
is. You
that's
spend
not how it fucking works.
It's not how it
It's
works.
passive. No, you're passively just strong. That's...
Oh, okay. I thought you made the obvious point of he spent the blood snap.
That's not actually something I think he can do with Vigor. It will just still apply regardless, because it's just a feat of strength to do it. So,
Okay, in that case, retract the statement.
yeah, that's
Blah,
fair.
blah, 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 blah.
No, he can't. That's actually something neither you nor he can help. You're just super strong. So you booping him on the head with Vigor wouldn't apply either. I mean, you booped him on the head, but you know, the Vigor wouldn't count as part of that.
Yes, I
No,
believe we were at Master of Elysium. I summoned thee.
There isn't an immediate response. Mainly because you're yelling out into a very large club with many rooms, corridors, and structures.
It was worth a try.
He actually looks at you for a moment. Wait a second, I remember you.
Which one of us is he talking to?
He's talking to you.
Oh, who says it?
Gun jacket.
Oh.
You had some of us killed.
His eyes narrow. Like,
How does the prince's dick feel?
he smiles and he says, I don't know. When he inserts it into your backside, I'll be sure to ask you.
Nikolai at this point is going to lean over towards whoever's closest to him. Goes, is it always like this here?
Depends on who you follow around.
It's funny, have you not realised he's put it so far up yours, it's coming out your fucking mouth?
I mean, you know what? Josh he turns his back on the guy in question, and he makes a show of, I brush down the other man. Like, I assume that there's a huge height discrepancy just based on how those pictures look. I assume the Invictus dude is much shorter. I don't know why.
He's probably down a step or two from you, so yeah, he would appear shorter.
So I kind of brush down his coat, and I just say, are you all right?
I've seen better nights, but thank you for your assistance.
He turns his head back. He doesn't turn his body back to face the biker thug, and he says, I didn't have anybody killed. That's a lie.
You sent Crusaders down to fucking execute us, you lying piece of shit.
Oh, so you think that I can snap my fingers and send the Crusaders wherever I will?
It's kind of convenient that you and your little friends came down and killed Thaddeus. The same
He
time
smiles.
we were hit.
Oh, Thaddeus isn't dead.
What the fuck did we even do to you?
Now he
What
turns.
justified Lucy's death? Or Hannah's, or Benjamin's, or Tony's?
Let me ask you a question, friend. Where did these people die?
You will actually, Does it matter where they fucking died? Do you not realize what you're even discussing? You're talking about killing people for no fucking reason.
You see, you're spewing a lot of absolute tripe, and it's really interesting. I didn't kill anyone. The fact of the matter is, your kind were harboring a known fugitive against the prince's decree. We carried out the decree. We did what the fucking rules are.
You didn't do shit. You walked in, started a fight, and used that to justify another. Won't end well for you.
Both times, you know something? Both times, I gave your friend Thaddeus the chance to walk the fuck away. Do you know what? He didn't. In the end, if you want to play big boys games, you pay big boy prices.
We all saw the video. You're fucked. The prince can talk you up all he likes, but the city knows you for what you are. That was your mistake. You think the voice of the low don't fucking matter.
I hear Stainforth won a vote. The moment when you decide to be a man and come to my fucking church, I'll send you to meet my god.
Is that a bet? You want the Carthians to come to your church? You want to see what happens when Verba and her gang come to your church? You want to bet? You think anyone will come out of that?
The difference between you and me, mate, is I'm not afraid not to come out of it.
Yeah, because you're a fucking moron. I'm not even with her. You don't even know. You'll set this city on fire, but you know what? It ain't gonna be us. It's gonna be you and your people and your churches, and you can blame whoever you want, but at the end of the day, that shit'll be on you.
If it
and
helps.
the ones you decided to slay for. And he looks at the Invictus. But
oh, and you and your little friends who are in bed with the Circle of the Crone. We could talk about the blizzard if you want.
what the fuck makes you think I know anything about the blizzard?
I don't think you do. Because, let's face it, you're just a soldier, a mob on the street. However, ask
That's kind of an ironic
Stainforth.
statement.
Hmm?
No, that's fine. Continue.
No, he says, just ask Stainforth. Someone in your cause. He uses cause with air bunny quotes. That actually matters. Don't sell your soul to devils and think to lecture me.
Ironic,
Wait,
considering the thing you guys do.
leans over again towards who he's talking to. Goes, the Crone summoned the blizzard?
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm still recording all this, by the way.
In that case, he won't say cool, but he'll just get that other sort of glimmer in his eyes.
You can't fight every system. You try, you'll be bloodied and broken before your eyes close to this world.
We're not trying to fight every system. We didn't even care about yours until you decided to start throwing hands. But, it's out of mine. Just hope you enjoy your bed. Won't last very long.
You know, I've apparently picked up several nicknames. I assume among the Carthians I have other ones that I've never even heard of. But my favorite ones, you know, people have been calling me the Prince's lapdog. Yeah, I like dogs. They're loyal. And not only that, I won't say that they know their place, but they know a good master when they see one. Guess what? How long has this city had peace? How long have we had what we needed? The fact of the matter...
I
What
was
you did.
embraced during the last war. Hell, if memory serves, I heard you guys even started one a few centuries ago.
Yeah.
Peace
Times
is
change.
just the time between wars.
Who are you?
No one.
Yeah, who are you?
No one.
Hey, Izzy, who the fuck is this?
He'll just turn Nicola and be like, wait, who's this guy?
His name's Nick. He's new here. Nikolai.
Of
I don't
one
know.
covenant.
Nikki.
Right.
He's one of my covenant.
Who are you?
He's what, sir?
He's our problem.
Nikolai is an Ordo.
Okay, I don't even care.
Yay.
The funny thing is that, yeah, you delivered that fugitive, as you call him, I would call him victim, to the prince. And, was actually changed.
You know that he killed the person who I sired to be my child. He ended her life. He cut off her heartbeat. He flatlined her. However you want to phrase that, that sin is on his conscience.
Yes. A lot of kindred are killed.
How's
What
he
makes his
change?
crime any more egregious than the others? Like, I would be fine with that. If that's the case, then we can start purging this city until there's maybe a few dozen of us left if we're lucky. I mean, it would at least be consistent. I don't get why his are worse. Is it because is it because she became a revenant?
Do you know how much blood was on her hands? Innocent blood that she couldn't help because of a black hunger consume? How many people died? Look, you want to fight for something, actually have idealism, for Christ's sake.
I do.
For what?
For those who were mistreated, that guy was a revenant too. He wasn't even aware of what was happening, man.
Yeah, and you know
Like,
what happened?
if we found her, do you know what we'd have done to her? We'd have taken her in, same as him.
Except you didn't explain anything to him. You didn't fix anything. You just let the problem simmer. Sorry, I have opinions now because this was fucking with my life too.
Yeah. And when it got to the time, who was it who spoke to the prince? Who was it who used the laws we all fucking live by because he didn't deserve to die?
We had a month. We were literally trying to explain to him what was going on, what his state is, and find a messiah. But as it turns out, it's not that simple. A lot of kindred don't want random people as their sires. Great for this guy, great for her, but we've already seen what happens to the others. They die.
He does have a point there.
Prince and the sheriff kills them. That's what they are. They're a stain. They're a plague. That's what they're considered. That's
because you let the problem continue for so long. It got their notice.
The Carpenters are trying harder to stop this revenant issue than anybody else. We're just trying to do it without just slaughtering them and committing a genocide.
None of the revenants had to die. I killed one of them. I ended his life because I was told to do so.
Oh, so that justifies your murder.
I will answer to God for my sins when the time comes.
I don't give a shit about God. God's not here. But we have
God
to answer to a prince, but you get to answer to God. Fuck that.
The simple fact
Have
of the matter
idealism, pal. He air quotes like a dick.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I've air quoted at him once in this conversation.
I
it's
mean,
fine.
you're air quoting each other now. It's but
Yeah.
this is nobody's good here.
Nope. Look, the simple fact of the matter when you boil it down, is no one spoke for that old man. No one bothered. No one had the balls. No one had the fucking nerve. No one stood up and said, I'll take him. You know what that is? That's not necessarily his fault. It's a travesty that no one could simply speak a word. So yeah, the system's not perfect. However, ultimately, the fact of the matter is we fixed the problem. All of the revenants except one found a home. And the fact of the matter, you know something, friend? Because he uses friend in air quotes because we're going this way today, kids. In all honesty, if I could have saved him, I would have. But it wasn't my place. The person who should have done it, once again, didn't have the fucking balls.
Anyone can stand up if they want to. That's why I'm a Carthian.
You know something? I didn't like, and I don't like, the fact that your friends met an untimely end. Regardless what happened, the fact of the matter is that I'll still pray for their souls that they find some kind of rest and salvation. Yeah, you mightn't think that means a lot to you. Means a lot to me. Means a lot to people like me. But that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is that I have beliefs. I have idealisms. They're actually not too dissimilar to yours. But you can't work against a system that has stood since Rome stood.
Are you
It's not
sure?
how that... Yeah,
They
I'm
stood in
fucking
Rome.
sure.
It's because it stood in Berlin for, what, 1,000 years? Carthians toppled it within one.
Yeah, in the wake of jackboots and genocide that were supported by your movement.
Hey, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? We killed the Prince and the Invictus that had been enslaving and blood bonding people for centuries.
Yeah.
What are you comparing us to?
Apparently, they're saying that's... Well, I actually want to know what he's saying for that as well.
I don't know what the fuck that's supposed. We haven't even been in control that long. Jesus. I don't. Well, actually, I mean, I know that's not offensive to you guys because you don't believe in. Well, actually, you do, right? I've been to
Kinda.
like one of your services.
Kinda. It's complicated.
I mean,
I kind of
yeah.
want to know what you're saying about Berlin as well.
Who
Oh,
the
yeah,
fuck are you?
Someone from
And
Berlin?
we've come back again.
It doesn't matter. This guy ain't getting his shit kicked in tonight anyway, even though he deserves it.
I should have gone home with Bridget.
Who the hell is Bridget?
Contrary to. Actually, you know what? Yeah.
What had happened was
It's fine, Izzy. I'll slap you around later like you like. Moving on.
that's fair.
He doesn't say that.
I feel like you do though.
No, he doesn't say that. That is way too wife abusey. Because let's face it, Izzy is my surrogate wife. We just accept this and move on.
Man, that's awkward considering the shit I was doing before you were here. I mean, what?
I know. The main reason I popped in was I popped in to listen for a bit. And I heard you talking about God, and my response was, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm a coming."
Yeah, like you would just sit and listen.
Whatever. Everybody's drawn their line in the sand. Now it's just down to see where everybody else falls.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And Marcus says that nice and audibly.
Well, don't worry, you're probably fine. I don't think either side's got beef with you guys. That's the weird part. You can't have a
High
good thing
five.
going with you.
High five.
What?
Good
All
high five,
the-
Marcus.
Who
Well,
who
talk to
wants a high five?
Drayson or something, and he can probably sort them out for you. He's real good at that. For real though, I'm not actually joking. He's really good at smoothing shit over. He's a nice guy.
Well,
By an interested in discussing philosophy with a guy who, I mean, likes to compare us with jackboots and literally acting like one a month ago. So there you go. And then he points at the Invictus and says, "You better watch your fucking back, because we remember what you did." Then he spits at the floor. A little bit of vitae comes out. It's kind of like rather gross vitae spit. And then we'll go to take his leave.
Marcus just nods at the leaving person. You know, just the barest politeness.
Bishop, the reason it didn't become more violent is because everyone fucking hates the combat system in this game.
I was actually going to run it much looser.
Huh?
I was actually going to run it much looser and more freeform to allow for more
What, where it took us 2.5 hours to beat down one guy?
to make it faster and to make it more freeform, so people can do more cool shit like motorcycle jousting.
Motorcycle
I'm
jousting.
so into
Motorcycle
that.
jousting was best.
Time to dominate.
Joshua
some
flicks his
suffering,
hair
getting
over his. He flicks his hair over his shoulder, and he comes up. He wraps his arm around Izzy's waist again, and he just says, "Who the fuck's Bridget?"
Well, what had happened was,
Hey, there is this lady. Who
Is she
just
still
looks
there?
at you. She's
Oh,
just
God.
looking at you right now. She's looking at you right now.
She's
Okay.
she's the Lankea harpy, isn't she?
No, the woman on the top right.
no, that's the
No.
Invictus lady.
Yeah.
That's the mom.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to her.
I'm following in the wake of my pseudo vampire GF.
Oh man,
Mostly
I did
because
not
reasons.
spend the blood for brush of life because I was really close to frenzying. But just be aware, I would be blushing right now if I could.
If her nails could dig any further into the table,
They would.
So she's just like kind of like, so high. She's just still just staring at me.
yep.
Okay, I didn't know who she was, and
You'll not speak a word of this, nor will you ever act upon it again. Are we clear?
Can I do the wits politics thing to see who the fuck this person is? Because if I have more city status than her, I'm going to give her a verbal tongue lashing.
Yes.
Also, is it weird that I totally take pride in the fact that I'm A, the prince's executioner, B, his black knight, and C, his lapdog? Because these are all nicknames I've apparently accrued.
Yes.
it's a little weird.
Basically,
what's
depends.
his,
Do people hate you or like you?
I guess it depends on who you're talking to at the time. I'm a polarizing figure.
Yes.
What's the any modifier or just base wits politics?
Base wits politics.
What is
If you get an
politics? That's
exceptional
pretty
success,
shit.
I'll tell you her rank within her covenant.
I have a pretty shitty pool for this, so I succeed with 1 success.
This is Eileen Spillane. She is a neonate of Clan Ventru. You know of her. You know of her. You actually know of her lineage because you took black rent for it.
Oh shit, that's the woman who I was. Oh shit! What did Terry?
What? Wait, what?
I had to be really nice to this woman.
I'm being nice. I'm totally being nice. I was nice to everybody involved.
She's
No.
given you her ultimatum. Now you can either take it or probably ignore it.
She was a little too nice, if you ask me.
For what it's worth, I didn't mean to hurt her. Actually, I didn't hurt her. It was never my intention to hurt her. I made her so. I
You are
made.
hurting your case.
You know.
Just admit you really like the daughter and you want to fuck her.
No, that's not helpful. But maybe a little bit.
Oh, Joshua turns and rolls for frenzy.
Did you for real say that though?
No.
No. Nikolai wouldn't know that out of character. That was an out of character statement.
Okay, because that would be enough to get Joshua to frenzy.
In character, I wasn't even really paying attention, so I have no idea what's going on.
Hey, Nikolai, a wild Marcus appears at your shoulder.
Eep!
It seems to be friendly.
Still eep. Yes?
If you want me to stay away from her, I will stay away from her.
I believe I've made myself clear.
I tell you what, I'm sensing that there are some ruffled feathers. You're Miss... what, insert name here?
Joshua, don't worry about it. It's over.
I know. I needed to talk to this lady anyway, on a separate, unrelated matter. What was her name again, Bishop?
Her name is Eileen Spillane. I'll tell you what.
Miss...
She will say another time. You have caught me at an inopportune moment, mainly because the scene's been going on for 2 hours and 42 minutes. But we will.
That's fair.
Defender of my covenant. She will get up. It takes a while for her eyes to leave Isabella before and it literally takes her moving straight past her until she eventually tears her gaze from her. And we'll just walk downstairs, and the 2 security guards are waiting at the bottom of the stairs at the VIP area. We'll escort her out of the building.
Fuck my life.
I mean, maybe later. I'm tired now.
That was absolutely spectacular, my dears.
As the keeper appears.
Yes. I am aware of the scene that occurred. Do not worry. The one that caused the situation has been dealt with.
Ah, good.
Wait. Which one caused the situation?
Well, considering Invictus is still standing here.
I see.
By the way, hey, the Harpy was here. She was in one of the trifecta pictures, wasn't she?
She is technically still here.
Mm-hmm. So, by the way, important question: Did the blizzard break when we dispelled it?
Only over Camden. It is
Okay.
slowly calming down across the entire area, though.
So am I to assume that we have spent a lot of our time putting out proverbial residually magic-y fires?
The Sanctified as a whole has been spending a tremendous amount of time dealing with the issue.
So Joshua he hops up on the bar because he did this last time. I'll spend a blood point. as he pours himself a drink. Because we don't have to pay here; it's a kindred drink free, right?
You can get mortal drinks for free.
Mhm.
Kindred, well, there are plenty of mortals on the dance floor and other areas of the club for you to hunt.
No, he wanted to mix it. He wants to mix a drink like a cocktail or something, or just even whiskey. And he says, "So, Marcus, we've had a rather unpleasant time. You might recall a couple of days ago when you came to Camden with me. Yeah?
Yes.
We spent the better part of that evening, and I think it's fairly public knowledge. Well, it will be anyway. We spent the majority of that evening dispelling the magical energies that had created that particular storm.
Was wondering
So
about that.
that's what it was. I knew there was something unnatural about that one.
Fascinating.
It would have required, he says as he takes a sip of the drink, it would have taken a tremendous amount of energy gathered in order to. By the way, Bishop, if I say anything wrong in my statement, because I assume it would have taken a tremendous amount of energy to do. It would have taken. Oh, he's beery. It would have taken a tremendous amount of energy to pull that particular little thing off, and it took almost an entire select gathering of my covenant to dispel the worst of it.
Marcus's eyes open a little wider in surprise. This is news to him. Okay, I can't say that I fully comprehend, but I think I get the rough gist. Please continue.
Yeah, so 5 casualties, half, London essentially shut down for 2 to 3 days. I mean, he kind of looks at Izzy. I mean, I'd assume that's nearly £1 billion lost in trade alone, just in foot traffic.
And even worse, at least 5 people died from the cold.
Yeah. So, all in all, someone really fucked up.
One would assume, yes.
I can't help but wonder why.
Why not?
Well, storms like that, like you said, need a tremendous amount of energy. So no one would do it just for shits and giggles. So what were they trying to get out of it? My guess is if they wanted the city shut down, they most likely want to cover up something. To distract.
And
so the
from
question
what
is,
would, yeah,
what were they distracting you from?
it must
And
have been
I'm leaning
something
into
big.
an Indian accent now, sorry.
It's fine. Marcus just adds, it would have to be something big to use a goddamn blizzard like that as a distraction.
I don't think it was a distraction. I think it was attempted. We've been firing little shots over and back ourselves in the Crone for a little while, and this is most assuredly up their street as opposed to our street when it comes to mystical finesse. I'm not saying it was them. I can't prove that it was, but it's definitely something that seems in their wheelhouse.
It wouldn't have surprised me if that was a Kruak ritual. Then again, I know too little about other magical beings in this city, so it could be that there was a third actor and we didn't even know about it.
So, in case you guys haven't seen, and I wanted to talk to you all about this, actually, Nikki, can I call you Nikki? I'm going to call you Nikki. Sure. Cool. Bishop, he's basically been explaining the fact that Blizzard was a giant magical for fucktupperance.
Seems accurate.
I made the assessment, and I assume I was correct when Joshua said it would have required a stupidly tremendous amount of energy to do.
It would have required significant sorcerer's prowess of the other level, yes.
Yes. So he says,
It's a storm that's citywide, so. And London.
needless to say, we've been run a little bit ragged putting out the residual mystical fires all over the city. So it's been somewhat of a draining experience. He shrugs.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, we can't necessarily prove who was or who did or did not do so, but at the same time, the specific elements I believe used to create it are elements that certain covenants are known to master, that my covenant is known to only dabble in.
Thank you for sharing the information, I guess.
Also, it's become clear to me and certain other individuals that you are the controlling, your covenant is the controlling covenant as it pertains. Oh crap, Bishop, what's the name of the domain that the Carthians are squatting in but don't technically own?
Kingston upon
Kingston.
Thames.
Are squat that you are the owners of Kingston upon Thames.
Well, nominally yes, but I recently was down there, and it seems as if the Carthians seem to be controlling the area, to my chagrin.
I think that the Lankea would be more than happy, if asked, to help you in shoring up your own borders.
I was planning on asking my high command about that anyway, but I shall carry that message up the lines.
Cool. Ultimately, the fact of the matter is the city lines were drawn in such a way. Blood is hard to come by, regardless how much turf you have. You can't just let squatters, you know. They should at least be paying for the privilege.
It makes us look weak. I don't like it.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. I'm chicken here with chicken.
That's fine. Sorry, somebody was talking to me about food tomorrow, ironic. But Joshua smiles and he says, alright. Cool. We have some semblance of a plan. It was nice meeting you, Nikki.
You too.
I apologize if my introduction to you was more of a baptism of fire than is normal.
This is fine.
Cool. Jesus Christ, I'm glad I didn't bring my new childer to this particular gathering this evening. That one would have been nuclear. You good to go, is he?
I guess so.
You sure? You don't want to narc off any other people while we're here, do you?
Sure don't.
I mean, I'm always here, Harpy says.
What's here?
I'm always here, for Harpy says.
Actually, yeah, Joshua will hand out relevant business cards to people here to have his number because it's always something you should do in Vampire.
Yep.
Yeah. Takes the business cards, hands out a piece of paper with a number on it. There you go.
Hi. Cool. In that case, Izzy, I think we're out.
Sounds good.
We have to go ghoul amenity.
We don't.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
And with that, we're
We
going
must.
to end the scene before any manatees can be killed. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all next time. Shut up, Evan.